Nowadays it's the streets where the future is made. You're trying to hustle for your freedom like a fugitive slave. An ugly scenery clashing on a beautiful day. Nowadays the spirit speaks in an unusual way. So my people keep marching, guns keep blasting, questioning my freedom, so my mind keeps asking.
We talk about issues that affect, you know, society. And society always goes back to the individual. Because I mean, like, the crowd you have right now is like, you know, an individual collective. It's like how each and every one of us is feeling. That's how the nation is feeling.
I've seen it all before, death, destruction, heard it all before, greed, corruption, no more war, no more war. I got a vision that the meek should inherit this earth for what it's worth, and the righteous arise, use light to reverse the effects of Satan's curse. It's getting worse on this earth as ocean banks burst.
We need to express and to represent women, represent a voice of young British people that we didn't feel, or young black British people from a certain background that we didn't think was being expressed, and just to speak about injustices that were happening.
I do definitely feel that our music, and particularly our spoken word at least, definitely has a very strong effect on audiences. And sometimes I think for us, even if it's just a simple thing of someone for the first time hearing a Muslim woman speak, you know what I mean, or changing their perceptions of Islam, whether or not they kind of even get the message, or whether or not they even get what we're talking about, just that alone is a kind of mental revolution, I hope.
And then your consciousness grow, then an angel can make you forget what we know. And all of this happens in a fraction of a second, so yeah, we give thanks for the manifest.
It's Elokai.
It's Elohai is when I say it to performance, it's God's name. And Elokai is like what I say when I'm not feeling like I'm actually saying God's name. So I don't confuse you.
Because okay.
You might say the name of God unless you really meant it. So normally, for me to say it with full intention, I say Elohai.
Yeah.
When I'm just practicing and I'm not really feeling it,
Elokai.
It's Elokai.
Elokai.
Yeah.
But when you perform it,
it's Elohai, because I mean it.
Yeah.
I learn some Quran and some Torah sometimes.
That's it.
You gotta sit down and do
For me, art is about representing to society. It's about turning your art into a form of activism. It's about turning your art into something that can bring about change.
Babylon can't quench our thirst. Choose love over money and put people first. The worst lies out of the merchant thief, purging belief from the kids like me who are searching for relief and replacing it with tastelessness. That is, the emptiness of the tempting bliss that they put on the billboards. They got us hoodwinked, robbed, and we still want more of the same plastic, the same sarcastic, cynical insincerity. Robbed to our last dime and they still won't give us clarity. Only barbarity barely passing its lasting product. It's amazing how they got us shot, shocked, locked up and taught rot, and still is sought and seek the crop they reaped of Shaitan's gardens where minds are weak and hearts are hardened, and the children set to work. And they wonder why the urban youth get berserk. Man, there's blood in your clothes and your food's made from hurt. There's lies in your flows and your drink's drawn from stolen earth, and you still think Babylon can quench your thirst. No.
Revolutionary poets and artists and thinkers and walkers and lovers are not here to fuck around, you know? We're here to present the truth through our words and through our poetry, but also to apply that to everyday life. You can judge a poet by his words, but that's empty if you don't judge his life as well.
You know, I've been arrested for doing what we do, we've been threatened for doing what we do, friends of ours have been killed for doing what they do, which is what they did, you know, which is just being community activists, political activists. And it's a country where torture is very common, where you know, where you don't have your basic rights. And so in that context, that's kind of where we come in, is trying to use cultural activism, trying to use arts and culture as a means of getting people to be more active. There's so little space in Zimbabwe that we try and use cultural activism, such as, you know, organizing shows, concerts, etc., as a means to getting the message out, you know, and with our group Magamba, which means heroes in the majority language in Zimbabwe, which is Shona. With Magamba, the whole thing is about using the spoken word, using hip hop, using live music as a means of galvanizing and mobilizing people, especially the urban youth.
Till Uhuru attain, we march on this earth with shackles packed brains. Till Uhuru attain, we not trying to live this life as a slave. Until freedom is attained, we march on the streets with what? With shackles on our brains.